Alright. I had to go get my nuts one way.
なんであんたとばっか組まされるの？そりゃこっちのセリフだぜ。
まあまあ、こんないいお天気なんだから喧嘩なんてもったいないよ。
何よ、私と組むのが嫌だってこと？
先に文句言ってたのはお前だろ。
うるさいわね。
あれは
絞りクリスさん。
嵐を呼んだ。
ああ、ものすごいオーラを感じるぜ。
強そう。
今度は誰？
この声は風よ、乱せこの世の断りを。稲妻よ、散奪しろ。私の身に張り付いた退屈を。よせ、まだだ。お前が暴れるステージはここじゃない。いい子だ。そう、おとなしくしていろ。今はな。
足どうかしたのかしら。
やっぱかっけ
なんで？
え。あの人はいつも戦ってるのさ、自分と。
そうなの？強そう。
二人が出会ってしまった。一体どうなっちまう。
Okay.
Welcome to my scientifically informed insider look at mental health topics. If you find this video to be interesting or helpful, please like it.
Shidoki, welcome back. Florida Piker.
Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question asks if I can provide examples of what narcissists do to make other people believe that they are more intelligent than they actually are. One of the characteristics of narcissism is presenting oneself as greater, more important, and just plain better than other people. Narcissists rarely give ground on this grandiose sense of self-importance in any area, but they are particularly sensitive to the areas of intelligence and outward appearance. These are two areas where they rarely concede that other people have an advantage
appearance.
Here, of course, I'll be focusing on the area of intelligence, and I'll answer this question by looking at the 10 things narcissists do to convince people that they are smart. The irony of many of these items is that they actually make the narcissist look less intelligent. So these are things that narcissists do that they believe makes them look more intelligent, but they don't necessarily actually make them appear smarter. So I'll get started here with item number 1. This is the narcissist correcting other people's grammar. Now, of course, context is important here. Sometimes correcting somebody else's grammar is actually doing them a favor, or it's required as part of one's job. What I'm talking about here is correcting somebody's grammar when you don't have to, or when it's impolite to do so. What I find interesting about this particular strategy on the part of the narcissist is a situation that occurs sometimes where the narcissist knows somebody who's chronically using a word incorrectly, and the narcissist has to decide between making themselves look good, so correcting the person's grammar and getting that narcissistic gratification, or letting the other person continue to look bad, because that could also benefit the narcissist. For example, imagine a person who has to regularly refer to the title of a scholarly article. Let's say they want to refer to a person who wrote an article about major depressive disorder, like a review of major depressive disorder. That's the title of the article. The correct way to say that would be, this person wrote an article titled A Review of Major Depressive Disorder. But perhaps the narcissist sees a person who says, this person wrote an article entitled a review of major depressive disorder. Now, this is a usage of the word entitled we sometimes see, but it is technically incorrect. The correct way to say that would be titled, not entitled. The article isn't entitled to anything, it has a title. So the narcissist,
no one has ever said that.
telling the person
What the fuck is it saying? Entitled?
And again, they can feed their own narcissism.
I've never heard a single person say that.
Not telling them.
Of course it's not correct.
Foolish by doing that.
What the fuck
Even
is this guy talking
it's
about?
Kind of a minor error. To the narcissist,
That's the worst fucking example I could have fucking
It's a
heard.
major mistake. Now, another reason the narcissist might fail to tell that person about that incorrect usage would be to use that against them later. So one mistake isn't as good as many mistakes from the point of view of somebody that the narcissist is trying to be judgmental towards or criticize. So what I mean by this is the narcissist really wants to have something to hit the other person with. So instead of the narcissist saying, you use this word entitle incorrectly one time, they can say, you've been using the word entitle incorrectly for years. So they're sort of saving up the mistakes to get that
Does this guy have autism?
higher. So again, this just creates an interesting situation. The narcissist has to choose really
What is this fucking narrative this guy's
satisfaction they try
yapping
to get
about?
in this area of correcting other people's grammar. Moving to item number 2, this is using words incorrectly. Of course, the irony here is that the narcissist tries to correct other people's grammar, but they often use words incorrectly themselves. This is particularly true of technical jargon outside the narcissist field. They often pick up on words that are used in other fields.
I'm sorry, but this guy is projecting his own fucking grammar Nazi
To make
within.
themselves look more intelligent.
I'll be
They
honest.
know